identity theft has quickly become one of America's fastest growing crimes. There are actually 5 common types of identity theft: driver's license, Social Security, medical, criminal, and financial identity theft. Identity theft is not just about someone stealing your credit card. Chances are, if you've turned on the radio, watched the 6 o'clock news, or looked at a newspaper lately, you've seen countless news stories about identity theft and the effects it's having on families all across this country. But identity theft is much, much more than just financial. For instance, driver's license identity theft can be very devastating. Imagine the effects that someone could have on your life if they had your driver's license or a duplicate or replica of your driver's license with your information and their picture. Or what if you got a bill this year from the IRS for over $1 million, and when you called the IRS to find out why you had that bill, they said that you worked at 257 jobs last year that all recorded information and taxes and your Social Security number. When you did research, you found out that you've been a victim of identity theft and that they were selling your Social Security number over and over and over again, so that illegal immigrants that could not get one were using your Social Security number to work under last year. Now, you might think that's easy to clear up, but according to a recent news article I read about a woman who this happened to and got a bill for over $1 million, a year later, she still has not been able to get that cleared up with the IRS. Medical information identity theft can also be devastating. You wouldn't even think about what could happen to you if somebody went out and got medical tests done in your name. That information is then passed on to the Medical Information Bureau, and later you go get medical tests done or an operation done, and they're using false information about you that's on your Medical Information Bureau to decide what kind of medical treatments to give you. So medical information identity theft is extremely serious. Criminal identity theft is actually the second most common form of identity theft. I recently read an article about a gentleman that was traveling down an interstate and pulled over for a routine traffic stop. When that gentleman was pulled over, the officer quickly arrested that gentleman because he had a warrant out for his arrest for passing bad checks in 7 different counties. Obviously, it wasn't that gentleman. He had been a victim of identity theft and didn't even know it until he was pulled over for a routine traffic stop. And of course, financial identity theft. We hear about that over and over again, about someone stealing your credit card information, someone stealing your banking information, and of course all the problems they can cause by having your financial information. So there are actually 5 common types of identity theft. One of the most common solutions to the identity theft crisis are the various monitoring services that are available to you today. You may have gone to activate a credit card or open a new credit card and they talk to you about starting with their identity theft program. Or you may have gone to your bank and they talked about new monitoring programs. While monitoring your credit is a good step and something that you should do, it's not the answer to the identity theft problem. Because many of the things that are out there on you, your database, are not even on your credit report. For instance, insurance claim information, driver's license and driver's license records, military records, criminal history, real estate deeds, medical records, your Social Security number, your address, fingerprints, and legal history, your birth certificate. Many of these things are not even on your credit report. So if all you're doing is monitoring your credit, you're still leaving yourself extremely vulnerable for identity theft and not doing anything to protect yourself in the event you are a victim of identity theft. At Prepaid Legal Services, we take a 3-step approach to the identity theft crisis. Through our prepaid legal membership and the Identity Theft Shield, if you're a victim of identity theft, the first thing available to you is access to top quality legal counsel. If you're pulled over for a routine traffic violation and you find out that you have a warrant for your arrest, the first thing you're going to want is have access to a great attorney. Through our prepaid legal membership, Legal Shield, you can have 24-hour access 7 days a week to your legal counsel in the event that you're a victim of identity theft. Or you may have to have an attorney represent you in a lawsuit or write a letter on your behalf. All of these things are available to you through your prepaid legal membership. The second area of coverage under your Identity Theft Shield is continuous credit monitoring. While this area by itself does not provide protection of identity theft, it certainly is a good part of an integrated solution. So we're going to give you access to your credit report immediately with your credit score and analysis, and then we're going to go ahead and start monitoring your credit on a daily basis. If someone changes your address, you're going to find out the day it happens, not 13 or 14 months later. If someone does a credit inquiry in your name or there's a derogatory put in your name, you're going to find out immediately. The third area to our identity theft protection, and the most important, is access to restoration services. If you're a victim of identity theft, you're going to want to know that you have access to top quality restoration. And through Kroll Background America, we're going to provide these restoration services. You're going to have a top quality company standing behind you, and you're going to sign limited power of attorney to them to let their criminal investigators do what they do best and actually restore your good name. And remember, your identity theft protection covers you and your spouse. Under our legal plan, you have 5 areas of coverage. The first area of coverage is preventive legal services. To me, this is the most important area because through our preventive legal services, we're going to give your family access to the legal system. This membership is going to cover you, your spouse, any of your dependent children up to 23 going to college. If they're not going to college, we'll cover them up to 21 as long as they're living at home, 18 if you're the legal guardian, or any age if they're mentally handicapped or disabled. Through preventive legal services, your family can have unlimited telephone consultation. You can pick up the phone, you can call an attorney as often as you need to. It could be about a real estate matter, something that happened at work, something that happened with your children at school, an insurance claim that's not being paid properly, or any other number of legal matters that happen to your family. You can pick up the phone during normal business hours, call your provider law firms, and have access to top quality legal representation. We're also going to write letters and make phone calls on your behalf. I think most of us recognize that when an attorney writes a letter or makes a phone call, sometimes the other party pays a lot closer attention. I know recently I had a situation where I was owed just $250 through a major company. And even though it was only $250, it was my $250 and I wanted to get it back. And I called and talked to one supervisor who led me to another supervisor, and maybe many of you have been there before. But it's amazing, once my provider law firm wrote a letter to that company, within 8 days, I not only had the $250 put back on my credit card, I had a $100 voucher to please use them again with an apology letter about all the problems that have been caused for me. So sometimes you just need an attorney to step in and write those letters or make those phone calls. We also do document and contract review of up to 10 pages. So next time you're leasing an apartment or buying a car or signing any other contract or document, have the peace of mind of knowing that you have a top quality law firm looking at those contracts and documents before you sign them. Will preparation is one of the best things that we can do for your family under your prepaid legal membership. We're going to provide a comprehensive will for you and your spouse, including a living will and durable power of attorney for health reasons, all included in your prepaid legal membership. 70% of Americans don't have a will. 90% of Americans don't have an up-to-date will. So if you're one of those 70 or 90%ers, make sure that you're getting your will provided under your prepaid legal membership. Motor vehicle legal services is another key area of your prepaid legal benefits. You can now have your provider law firm provide help if you're in the event that you get a moving traffic violation. And it's not just a phone service. If you need an attorney to represent you in traffic court, we're going to provide that for you at no additional cost. And remember, this coverage is nationwide. You could be 1,000 miles away on vacation. If you get an offender bender and you're given a citation for that moving traffic violation, as long as it's not drug or alcohol related, you're going to have top quality representation on that moving traffic violation. Also, God forbid you're having a major serious accident and someone's killed and you're charged with involuntary manslaughter, negligent homicide, vehicular homicide, or the other criminal charges that can be filed against you. Again, as long as it's not drug or alcohol related, you're going to have coverage, win, lose, or draw throughout that entire criminal case. And you may be surprised to find out that your auto insurance company does not cover criminal charges driving your vehicle. They may cover the civil liability up to your umbrella policy, but they're not going to cover the criminal charges, and you're going to be left on your own. Through your prepaid legal membership, we're going to help fill that void. Trial defense services are the third area of benefit under your prepaid legal membership. Is anyone being sued in America today? Anyone can be sued for any reason at any time. Just last year, I was personally sued for $6,800 for a medical bill that was not mine. I got a call from a collection company about this medical bill. I explained to them it wasn't me. As a matter of fact, the procedures were done 2 years before I even moved into the area. But that didn't stop them from filing a lawsuit. At 6 a.m. on a Saturday morning, I got a knock at the door, and there was a sheriff with the lawsuit summons. I had to answer that within 20 days. But because I'm a prepaid legal member, I was able to send that directly to my provider law firm, and through my pretrial and trial benefits, they were able to get that dismissed for me because it was a frivolous lawsuit, and it didn't cost me anything to get that representation. That was included in my prepaid legal benefits. IRS audit protection is also a key area of your prepaid legal membership. And if you're ever audited by the IRS, you're going to be happy you have this area. This is definitely one of those areas that you hope you never need, but it's certainly better to have it and never need it than need it and not have it. So if you're ever audited by the IRS, make sure you use your prepaid legal benefits. And the fifth area of coverage is our other legal services. Anything else that you would ever need to use your provider law firms for that's not directly covered by your membership, you're going to be provided at least a 25% discount. So if you're dealing with other situations, a pre-existing lawsuit, divorce, child custody issue, besides the free services available when you're a member of prepaid legal services, you can also get at least a 25% discount on other legal services. The Legal Shield, as I mentioned earlier, is a key aspect to your prepaid legal membership. With everything going out there today, you're going to need access to your attorney 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And through your prepaid legal membership, you're going to have that provided directly to you. Not just to you, to your spouse, to your family, to have the peace of mind of knowing if you need access to your attorney at 11 o'clock on a Friday night, you're going to have that access. Imagine what would happen if you got in a routine traffic violation and you were all of a sudden a victim of identity theft and there was a warrant for your arrest. Or maybe you're in a traffic accident at 11 o'clock on a Friday night and the other person is seriously injured and the police officer wants you to file a statement. You're going to want to have access to your attorney right then and there before you make any kind of written statement that can be later used against you. Through your prepaid legal membership, you're going to have access to that 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And who are the two companies that stand behind these incredible products? You have two of the top pillars in the business community, Prepaid Legal Services and Kroll Background America. Prepaid Legal Services Incorporated is a 34-year-old New York Stock Exchange company that already serves over 1.6 million families. Prepaid Legal has been featured in Forbes, Fortune, and Money Magazine as one of the top companies in America today. Mr. Harlan Stonecipher, the CEO and founder of Prepaid Legal Services, today serves on the board of directors of the United States Chamber of Commerce and was just this year invited to the Conference of Western Attorneys General to speak about the identity theft problem. Kroll Background America is a 30-year-old NASDAQ company that serves all 6 major continents. Kroll Background America is recognized by the business community around the country as the premier leader in risk management. So when you have a legal situation or an identity theft crisis, you know that you have two of the top companies in America standing behind you. So by enrolling as a member of Prepaid Legal Services and the Identity Theft Shield, you've put a complete wall of security around you and your family. You're now going to have the monitoring services available to you to monitor your information on a regular basis, the restoration services needed if you are a victim of identity theft, and your life events legal plan to help you with everyday legal situations. And the cost of becoming a member with Prepaid Legal Services and the Identity Theft Shield is just over $1 a day. Imagine, for the price of a bottle of water or a bottle of soda, you have now completely put a wall of security around your family. You've empowered your family for legal situations, and you've protected them with our Identity Theft Shield. So get together with a person that put you on this website and find out how you can begin protecting your family today.